the EEOC, the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, where I was the only woman attorney in the Office of the General Counsel among a staff of 4. I was 37 years old at the time, if you can imagine it. And this woman was 8 years older. Her name was Betty Friedan. The EOC was a fairly new agency whose job was to handle complaints of employment discrimination by employers, employment agencies, and labor unions based on race, color, religion, sex, and national origin. 3 years before Betty came into those offices, she had published a book called The Feminine Mystique. Now she plans to publish a sequel about the progress women had made since she published that book. She was there to interview my boss, the General Counsel, and his deputy. But when she saw me, a woman, she came over to me and asked me what the problems and conflicts were that I, as a woman, was finding at the EEOC. As a matter of fact, I had been terribly frustrated and disillusioned because the EEOC at that time wasn't doing anything about gender discrimination. But I feared that if I told her what was going on, I'd lose my job. So I told her everything was just fine. But shortly thereafter, when she came back a second time, I was feeling particularly frustrated at the EOC's failure to implement the law for women, and I invited her into the privacy of my office. There I told her with tears in my eyes that what this country needed was an organization to fight for women like the NAACP fought for its constituency. Shortly after that conversation, at 2 meetings in June and October of 1966, 49 men and women, of whom I was privileged to be one, formed the National Organization for Women, quote, to bring women into the mainstream of American society, unquote. The rest is history. I gratefully accept this award, Terry, on my behalf and on behalf of the 48 other founders of NOW. By honoring me, you establish a link between me and my generation of feminists and today's generation of feminists who are here at this great conference. You are the future, and the greatest gift you can give me is for me to know that you will carry on into the future what we started so many years ago. And so I'd like to end my remarks by sharing with you the words of the late Ted Kennedy at the 1980 Democratic National Convention. For all those whose cares have been our concern, the work goes on, the cause endures, the hope still lives, and the dream shall never die.